Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and boy, do we have a show today. Lots of going ons, lots of stupid out there in the world, man. Unfortunately, it's mostly related to the same stupid stuff that's been going on. Oh man. I didn't go pull up a couple of short stories because I know there's just so much to talk about with this, so might as well digs right on into it. Today in North Carolina, or yesterday actually in North Carolina, Trump had a rally, y'all. Trump had a rally, and at one point he mentioned Ilhan Omar. Oh, no. Hi, John Ford. She says, good day. I'm a new subscriber. Well, thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the nonsense you're about to hear. Fuck. So there's my number 5. First number 5 of the evening. Remember, guys, if you hear me drop an F-bomb, hit that 5. So I'm trying to become more aware of it. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm gonna cut way back. Way back. Fuck. Oh, damn it. Did it again. Okay, so we all know the other day, Donald Trump tweeted out if you don't like it, go fix the country you came from fucking tweet. I'm gonna have a hard time with the F-bombs tonight. One, I'm tired. And two, the level of stupidity coming from all sides is just getting overwhelming. Now, I want to say, I've said many times, I love politics. I do. I love the game of politics. The game of politics is a lot of fun. The reality of politics is kind of sad sometimes. It's depressing is not the right word. Sobering, I guess, would be a good word. Sobering is a good word. So yeah, tweet made his Trump. It's gonna be that kind of night, y'all. Trump made his tweet and said, progressive congresswomen, if you or who hate this country, blah blah blah, fix your own, show us how it's done, and then you can come back and tell us about it. And of course, the usual suspects, which include every member of the DNC, a handful of Republicans, and the entirety of the U.S. news media, started screaming racist at the top of their lungs. Now, at the very most, you can say it was xenophobic. He didn't say anything about the color of her skin, of any of their skins. He said, go back to the country you came from. There's been a lot of stupidity out there. I'm going to give my opinion of it real quick again. I think Trump was specifically talking about Ilhan Omar. I believe this because Tucker Carlson has been talking about it a lot. We know Trump watches Carlson. And Carlson's been pointing out that, Ilhan has nothing positive to say about the United States. Nothing. She hates the country. She'll say, oh, I love the country. Okay, what part? What part? Let's hear just one part. I've never heard this woman say anything she likes about the country. I've heard all kinds of stuff that she thinks sucks. But I haven't heard her say anything positive about it. And that's what Tucker's picked up on. And I think Trump saw that. And when he tweeted out some progressive congresswomen, he was trying to be vague and not just say Ilhan Omar. But the squad can't do anything alone. It had to be, no. He said congresswomen. So obviously he was talking about the darkies. No, he wasn't. He was talking about that dumb wench. He was talking about Ilhan. I hate this country, even though it's going to likely turn me into a multimillionaire in politics. And he told her, yeah, if you don't like the way things are done, go back to your country and fix it. Show us how it's done. Go over to Somalia. Go over there. Let us see. Go make that place a better place. Go over there and tell them how much they say. You think it sucks here? Go check out where you're actually from. Maybe you'll come back and at least be thankful for what you have here. But she's not thankful at all. She hates the whole thing. Anyhow, so Trump had a rally today. Excuse me. It was in North Carolina. I want to say it was at like 8:00 tonight. Maybe it was 6:00 p.m. time. PM time. God damn it. Eastern time. And I watched a little bit of it live, and there's nothing really happening. So I clicked off. It was a typical Trump rally. It was him talking about how good things were. He hit on the economy, which he's going to be banging that drum this whole election cycle because he has a really great economy to bring up. And as Bill Clinton said, it's the economy, stupid. Well, sometime after I stopped watching, he brought up Ilhan Omar, and the crowd lost its shit, chanting, and I quote, "Send her back." And the usual suspects, which again includes the entirety of the DNC, a handful of Republicans, and every bit of U.S. news started screaming, "It's a racist rally," even to the point where one person said, "It's the most racist rally ever." The most racist rally ever because they chanted, "Send her back." Now, a couple of things about "send her back." One, stop it. That's fucking stupid. Oh, I just dropped the F-bomb again. It's fucking stupid. You're not sending her anywhere. She's an American citizen, naturalized. She lives here, y'all. There's nowhere to send her back to. Now you can encourage her to go back, but that's different. Over on the other side, though, I saw on the Twitter machine, of course, the hashtag "I stand with Ilhan Omar" popped up. And if you go read these tweets, man, you would think that ICE was standing outside of her door. Like she was holed up in a mosque somewhere, claiming asylum, and ICE was just waiting for her to poke her head out so they could grab her and throw her on the boat and send her back over to Somalia. It's not what happened. It's happening. It's dueling sides of stupidity is what it is. That's what it is. Ex-Bubba Hotep, yes, I realized I did that, but there's no other way to really say that. Chanting "send her back," I'm going to say it one more time. Get your fives ready. It's fucking stupid. There's no other, I realize you guys are having fun. Ha ha ha. Yeah. All you're doing is feeding the press machine. And yeah, I know to you it's a meme and it's going to be probably at least for the next couple of weeks, but it's not clever. It's not clever. It's not even funny. How about chant learn to appreciate or something like that, something that makes sense. There's nowhere to send her back. She's an American citizen. Trump didn't even say send her back. He said go back. I'm sure Nancy Pelosi will clear the way for you. So stop it. Stop it. But the response from the other side is equally as dumb. I stand with her. We're all behind you, Ilhan. They said some mean things. Oh God. Can I get you a Band-Aid for that hurt wound, that wound to your feelings? Let's get you a feelings Band-Aid. It's, oh God, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. They're not elephants and Democrats anymore. They're shitlords and victims. That's what the two parties are, shitlords and victims. And you know what? There's a part to play in each of that, I guess. I mean, there's times being a victim is helpful, I guess. I mean, it seems pretty pussified to me, but and for the memers, the edgelords, look, guys, that's fine too. You know, ha ha ha. But we're talking about, you know, the fate of our country, literally the fate of our country. You're talking about who gets to be our leader or leaders, actually, because this next election, we will once again vote for every member of Congress. every member of the House in Congress and a third of the Senate in Congress and the president. That's what's coming up. It's not a joke. I mean, yeah, you can have some fun with it, but shut the fuck up about that stupid stuff. Send her back. Shut the fuck up. Anyhow, so yeah, that's going on, right? And of course, the squad, because they are the squad, and the press loves nothing more than pushing these commie little bitches in our face. They've been all over the news. And thanks to this rally, we're going to have to see him for another couple of days. Luckily, it should only be one of them. Am I the only one really bothered by Ilhan Omar speaking? Her voice drives me insane. I want to peel off my skin and shove it into my ears. It's horrible. I don't know what it is. It's not exactly an accent. I don't know. It's just, stop it. Don't let her talk. Let AOC talk and do her I'm from the hood, even though I grew up in the suburbs bullshit voice. Anyhow, so these idiots have been all over the news. They started, was it CBS? Gail Weathers, Gail Storm. I don't know what's that chick's name? Gail something or other on CBS. It's a woman who a couple years ago looked like she was 20 and now looks like she's 65. They need to put her behind the camera. Let her start typing. I'm being mean to women tonight. I'm sorry. Whoops. Gail King, is that her name? Yeah, Gail. Dear God, that bitch is ugly. That's her name. But the squad was, they were on her show this morning talking about all of this. You know what they included? You know what they included in this bullshit? Nancy Pelosi still racist. After all of this, those morons are going to bring that back up. So let's go through the timeline here, all right? The Democrats are eating themselves alive. They are pointing the finger at one another and yelling racist. They're doing the Republicans' dirty work for them. All you got to do, sit back and let it happen. Donald Trump can't allow that. The squad calling Nancy Pelosi the leader of the Democrats in the House, the Speaker of the House, for fuck's sake, calling her racist. And instead of just letting that happen, just let it happen. Trump's like, nope, I need attention. And so he does his go fix where you came from tweet. And, excuse me, predictably, the press went along with it because our press is really stupid and easily manipulated. So the Democrats being given a gift of Donald Trump going, I need attention, and getting the attention off the big story about them calling their own leader a fucking racist. They're like, Trump's getting too much attention. We need to remind everybody that we think Nancy Pelosi's a racist. Hey, baby. What in the actual hell are you doing? Who is your political advisor? Trump just gave you a gift. All you got to do is stay focused on him. You've got your wish. You have the entirety of the American mainstream media and a lot of the alternative media all chanting in unison, racist, racist, racist. And these idiots have to go, no, by the way, don't forget Nancy's racist too. Now, there is a reason for that. There is a reason why they did that. And it's a fight inside the Democratic Party. And it's actually kind of fun to watch, but we're the ones that are going to pay the price. See, the Justice Democrats, you know who they are? The Justice Democrats are a group of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Manipulative commie cocksuckers. Manipulative commie cocksuckers. That's what they are. And after Hillary lost the election, well, first let's back up. Most of them were Bernie bros because somehow being a Bernie bruh is cool. They weren't Bernie bros. That's what everybody. I'm a Bernie bro, yo. They're fucking morons, is what they are. They really are. They're communist idiots. And they got really mad because they thought Hillary, she stole the election from Bernie. No, she didn't, you morons. Bernie was going to lose anyway. Why? Because he's a fucking commie. When are you idiots going to learn that that's not attractive in our country? It's not. Most of us don't want, even Democrats don't want to do that because they want to make money too. And at least the smart ones know that in communism, only like 3 people actually get rich. Everyone else lives like a dirt poor peasant. Anyhow, so they're mad that Hillary beat Bernie and she cheated him. There's some truth to the cheated part, but she didn't cheat him. He was going to lose anyway. There's no indication he ever had enough support to win anything. A decent showing for a commie? Sure. Win? You all right. If you think Bernie had an actual chance of beating Hillary fair, square, one-on-one, no Dem interference, Bernie would have won, then you need to shut the hell up because you don't know what you're talking about. You either didn't pay attention or you're an ideologue moron. Those are the 2 choices you got. You're either a moron or an ideologue, and shut up because you don't know what you're talking about. But the Bernie bros, man, she cheated us. You know what we should do? If she loses, we should like form our own group. This weed is awesome. Yeah, we got to form our own group like Bernie would do. So what they did is they formed the Justice Democrats when she lost her ass to Trump. And there's a great moment where you can see Cenk Uygur, how the fuck do you say his name? Cenk Younger? I don't know. Cenk, the human Teletubby. He is really mad at the end of the election night. We're not going to take this anymore. You guys keep screwing it up, and we're gonna stop it. We're gonna make this party. A party that he eventually got kicked out of for being a sexist pig when he was younger. Yeah. Cenk, a sexist pig when you were Uyghur. But him and who's the other one? Kyle Kalinske, that weaselly little shitbag. These two decided to come together and form the Bernie Bros. I mean, the Justice Democrats. And the Justice Democrats are commies. That's what they are. They're dirty fucking commies. But they're not honest. They're not honest because commies aren't honest. And so instead of just saying, look, we're going to make our own party, we're going to call ourselves the Dickless Commie Party of America, they said, well, if we want to get elected, we got to call ourselves Democrats still. So what we're going to do is we're going to be dirty and trick people into thinking that they're voting for Americans when in fact they're voting for commies. Real quick over on the Streamlabs. Come on, load up. Thank you, Bubba Hotep. Just as Democrats were hypocrites from the start, they were the people championing no corporate donations. So they created a corporation to take donations for people getting elected. Yeah. Oh, there's lots of dirt in that. Lots of skeletons in the Justice Democrat closet. You know why? Because there always is with commies. They're dirty. They're horrible people, especially the ones in government. There's a reason people disappear in communist countries. It's because communists are dirty. They just are. Anyway, so we're on the timeline of how the Justice Democrats came to be. So they can't just admit they're commies because they know nobody's going to vote for them if they just say, "Hey, we're commies," and they're like, Bernie, he said he was like a Democrat socialist, man. We should do that. We should totally do that. We can take over the Democratic Party. So that's what they do. They took over a couple of big seats. Their biggest one, of course, being New York District 14, with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the manliest man in the Democratic Party. She's got balls bigger than all of them. No brains, but that girl got some balls, man. It's easy to have balls when you don't have brains because you don't know the stupid stuff you're about to do. And it's made for some hilarious moments with old Cortez there. And so what the Democrats do is like, okay, the Justice Democrats, like we have to target some big Democrats, and we're going to primary them. For those who don't know what primarying means, it means that there's an incumbent from your own party, but you don't like them, so you're going to run somebody against them in the primary to knock them out. And that's what they did in New York 14. They ran Ocasio-Cortez as their primary candidate and knocked out, what's his name, Joe Crowley? I can't remember. Representative Crowley, who was number 4 in the House at the time. They took him out with this insane wench, and then they have a couple of others. Well, we're all getting back to why they have to stick with calling Pelosi racist. Remember, that's where we're leading here. This is why they have to call her racist. Crowley made a lot of mistakes in his campaign, mostly not coming back to the district, being a absentee congressman. Is that a good way to call him? He didn't come back. He didn't really debate her at one debate. He sent a subordinate to debate for him. I think he said that he had a conflicting schedule or something like that at the time. Well, the press, of course, played into this because our press, or vast majority of them, are dirty commies. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wow, he's saying commie a lot. No, they really are. They really admire socialism and communism. And socialism, for those of you who don't know, is just communism light. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise because they're lying bastards. Anyhow, so they want to take out as many rank and file Democrats as possible so they can take over as commies. And what would be the best way to do that right now? Knock out the number 1 Democrat in the House. Take out the speaker by primarying her ass. But you can't just do that. She's loved in her district. She really is. And she's held that seat since she retired as president back in, I think it was 1865. Yeah, she's held that seat forever. And so you have to start chipping her down. You got to start knocking her down. And what's the easiest way to do that? Well, if you're a Democrat, you just point and yell, racist. Look at that. Now she's got smudges on her. Now there's dirt she can't get off, because how do you prove you're not a racist? What's she supposed to do? Make out with a black guy on TV? How do you prove you're not racist? You got the squad saying you are. And look, these are the four freshman congresswomen who run everything now. Yeah, so look forward to a whole lot more of this crap. And for the record, I just want to throw this out there again. Ocasio-Cortez, Rashid Tlaib, whatever the fuck her name is, Ilhan Omar, and Nobody Cares Presley, those 4 idiots, they're not doing this. They're not doing this. There's a man behind the scenes with his hand firmly up AOC's ass, making her mouth move. His name is Sycat Chikaforin something. I don't know how you say his last name, but his first name is Sycat. He was her campaign chairman, and now he's her chief of staff. He's calling the shots. He's telling these women what to do. These 5 brave, bold, look at how great they are freshmen. They're following marching orders from a dude because they're actors. AOC, she auditioned for the part. Literally. That's not a joke. She literally auditioned for the part. They're actors. They're reading lines. And so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting the next year because remember the House of Representatives, Nancy's the Speaker of the House, they're elected every 2 years. She has a race coming up. And if the Justice Democrats really want to take her out, they got to start chipping away. Gots to. And believe me, they want to. They really do. Because they are hungry, man. They had wins. They didn't think AOC was going to beat Crowley. Nobody thought AOC was going to beat Crowley. Even with all the polls and stuff going into it, they're like, there's no way. How is this moron going to beat number 4 in the House? And they got a taste for it, man. They got that taste for blood. And they're controlling the narrative. Do you realize that? Do you realize how much power the Justice Democrats have right now? They're the ones controlling everything. These 4 idiots. They're controlling the narrative, as the mouthpieces for the Justice Democrats. That's how we got concentration camps. Remember that? Yeah. Who gave us that? AOC. That's how we got Trump is racist for send her back, even though that's not what he said. If you watch 9 times out of 10, the stories coming out of Washington, and I know there's a lot of people, stop talking about AOC. She's important. She's not. What she represents and what's happening is. No, she's a moron. She's literally a puppet. I swear to God, if you pull her pants down, there's a guy down there with a hand right up her ass. She's a puppet. So she's not saying. One of the best times that you can see this, she gets so much credit for how she, what's the word I'm looking for? When they have somebody in front of questions for when there's somebody testifying before the House and she questions them. She has some really good questions. And if you watch carefully, she reads them all. She's not questioning them by her. And look, all of the guys do it. All of them have, notes and stuff. She reads her questions like line for line. And a lot of the time, they get the answers they were expecting, because they know that. Well, when they had the dude from ICE, what the hell's his name? Hold the door. I don't remember his name. But when he was up there and she tried doing that same shit to him, grilling him. Is this your name on this paper? They were expecting him to be very apologetic. And instead, he's like, yeah, bitch, I signed that. Oh, so you wrote this? No, I didn't write it. I signed it. Holman, thank you, Texas Red. And Terry for Thomas Hoden. Yeah. When he refuses to give her the, oh, I'm so sorry I did that. When it's like, yeah, bitch, I did it. She loses her cool. She doesn't know how to act. They didn't rehearse that part. They didn't rehearse it. If you watch her testimony from that saying, it was either that day or the next day, where she testified about what she saw down at the border, y'all. It was so harmful. Under an American flag. Why can't I cry? I'm trying so hard to cry. And then the woman passes out and she comes back and she's completely off script. She doesn't even know what to say anymore. It's fucking hilarious. She's a puppet. But she's a puppet who's oddly controlled. She's a puppet using puppets. It's fucking amazing. The press is like, yes, please use us however you want to, dear puppet. You want another? Okay, man, I'm just on a fucking roll tonight. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Hopefully you find this entertaining. But you want another great example of how absolutely asinine our system is right now. Miss Ilhan Senderback Omar has some serious allegations against her. Any serious allegations. And if you guys haven't heard these, you haven't been paying attention to the show because I make jokes about it from time to time. But there are allegations that she married her brother. Now, a lot of us like to joke that she consummated the marriage, and we have no What's the word I'm looking for here? Puppetception, exactly. Demo man. Which way should I say that? Should I use a hard E or a soft E? I like Demo man. It's like Demon Man, but scarier sounding. But you did notice I didn't put the N. I got your name right. Anyway, where was that? Oh, Ilhan Omar may have married her brother. And there's some serious evidence to this. Not just like, one dude said it one time. No. Things like him being called by her the best uncle when he referred to her kids as his nieces. Now, I know there's times that women like hook up with men and like, yeah, mommy, who's that? Oh, that's your Uncle Joe. But they don't usually refer to your kids as their niece, do they? I mean, is that a normal thing? Look, I'm not Muslim, so maybe it's a Muslim thing. In the Muslim community, do stepdads refer to the children as their nieces? Does that make it easier to marry them later? I don't know. But there's a lot of evidence, and nobody's looking into it. And if you bring it up, you'll hear some demon. That's been debunked. No, it hasn't. Not even close to debunked. Now you can go to Snopes. They'll be like, this ain't true. This ain't true. Really? Prove it. She said it once. She hasn't even denied it. What she actually said was, that's insulting, I believe is what the quote was. That's insulting. Yeah, it might be insulting, but is it true? I mean, just because I insult you doesn't mean you're not an asshole. I mean, come on. Anyway, deport Ilhan for immigration fraud. She wouldn't be deported. She'd be imprisoned. And her brother, allegedly, has already left the country. He's in London. They got his ass out of here. He left. She says he left in 2011. There's evidence that he lived here at least through 2012, possibly through 2013. Excuse me. And maybe as late as 2014. As her political career's taken off, I was like, get his ass out of here before somebody realizes I married my brother. Now, the reason for doing this, it's immigration fraud. You ever see those TV shows? We got to get married so you can be here. Yeah, they tried to do it with the West Virginia version of that shit. But yes, I mean, there's serious questions about all of these fucking people, and nobody's asking them. They're just going, no, that's not true. Of course, our Saint Ilhan wouldn't have married her brother. That would make her weird. Greg says there's also her tax records. Yeah, there's tax records. There's what is it? There's a eviction notice. There's listings of where they lived and some crossover that's really fucking weird. We have an excuse to bring back the song Uncle Fucker. Well, hey. We have a problem in this country, man. It's the direction of our news is being run by idiots and grandstanding jackasses. Campaign fraud. Yeah, I know there's a lot of with the Justice Democrats in general. There's a lot of questions that need answered, and for some reason, nobody's asking. Every time it comes up, like, no, that's no big deal. That's no big deal. Huh? Shh. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Hey, look, it's all right, man. Shh. Just let it happen. And a big part of that is because our press is, it's they're an unofficial part of the Democratic Party. I've said that many times lately, and it's just sadly true. It is. I mean, every one of these fucking morons, every fucking one. Look how racist Trump is. CNN has run like 18 articles with that headline. with something to do about Trump being racist. Now, what they do, it's not each one's not a new news story. No. It's a new analysis. It's a new opinion piece, a new editorial. So even though they're saying the exact same thing over and over and over again and just drilling it into your head, it's not the same thing, man. They're not propagandists. Come on. Would CNN do that? No, of course not. Not CNN. Yeah, by the way, there's no reason to vote for Trump because Hillary's got it in the bag. Yeah, so that's what I spent most of my day doing, man, is watching this silly shit. And I don't know that I even have thoughts on it anymore. I don't know if I even have thoughts on it. It's more of just watching it, you know? It's like a slow motion car wreck that you're in. You see it coming. There's nothing you can do. And if you've ever been in a situation where something really bad's about to happen to you, there's this moment. If you see it coming, there's this moment. There's this moment right before it happens where your brain's just like, oh fuck. And it's in slow motion, and it's you remember that afterwards. It's just like, unless you take a big headshot, then you might not remember your name, but you remember that feeling that there was just that half second of everything stopped for a second. It's what most people refer to as, your life flashing before your eyes. Your life doesn't flash. You're just like, ah, shit. Ah, shit. And that's what I feel like I'm in the car, man. And we are headed straight for a tree. We are going downhill. It's icy. We have no brakes. And there's a giant boulder helping push us forward. And in front of us is a giant tree. And the steering is out. There's a huge gust of wind helping to push the car. I mean, just everything bad that can happen is going. And we're getting real close to that tree, man. That tree is coming, and it's just like, ah, shit. Now, I know we already talked about her, but we got to talk about AOC again. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. This is what I mean when I say, one, she's a puppet, and two, she's an idiot. This tweet here, I saw this during Lords of the Night near the end. It might have been near the beginning. I forget what time it was. Anyways, calling people who believe in democracy, civil and economic rights, and racial justice communists has a long and rich history with white supremacy in the U.S. It was one of the preferred smears against integrated schools and one of the main attacks against segregationists used against MLK Jr. Now, I want to point out something. You see this link here? It's to Twitter. This is not to some article or scholarly piece on it. It's some other guy going, yeah, they called Martin Luther King a commie. Now, look, there were people who called Martin Luther King a commie. There's still people who do. And you know what? There's some communism to his rhetoric. Was it full-blown communism? That's a stretch. But certainly it would fit into social democrat. But that was never the point with King, and that's the problem here. And yeah, they did try to use it to smear him. However, what we're talking about is 60 years ago. Nearly 60 years ago. You see all these people here? You know what they are? You know what those people are? Those are Democrats. That's right. Those are Democrats. So if we take her methodology, we just go back into the past and go, look, this thing once was, so it must still be. It once was, so it must still be. Then AOC is against integrating schools, and She hates Negroes. She doesn't like interracial marriage. She's a racist Democrat. Look, are there some similarities between some people now and in the past? Sure. Is it fair to go, look, you called me a commie, that means you're racist, because people in the old days used to call Negroes commies? No, that's retarded. That's actually retarded. That sounds like the guy with his thumb up your ass needs to change your batteries because you're not speaking properly. If you want to play that game, if you want to play the, oh, it once was, so it must be, yeah, let's play that game. Because you know what? Democrats have a history of horrific racism. They have going back to the founding. You know the Civil War. The bus fights and the integration and all that. You know who's on the wrong side there? You know who gave us the Klan? You know where these things came from? Do you know your history? I'm going to tell you something. AOC and whoever has their hand up your butt. Democrats are the racists. Are there some racists in the Republican Party and in conservative circles? Sure, of course. There has to be. It's just a mathematical certainty. But the ones who are proud of it, the ones in that picture you showed there, you know who those are? Those are Democrats, honey. That's your party. And now they're still the party of affirmative action. And even to the point with you guys, with you and your squad, it's the party of, oh my God, he said something bad about us. We can't be criticized. We're women of color. Women of color can't take being criticized. Yeah. They're still the racist party. They're still the one that thinks black people and brown people and anybody but lily whites need to be protected. They can't take care of themselves. In fact, if they can take care of themselves, they're basically white, right, Asians? But everyone else, no. They're too dumb. They're too soft. They can't take any criticism. They need honkies to make sure they never have to deal with any of that. Good morning, Jack. You've caught me in a rare mood, man.
Good morning.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
I've been on a long rant about politics. We just talked about, I don't know if you watched Lords of the Night, but we had discussed it then about the tweet from AOC about how using the term commies has a long history of hiding racism.
Of what? Communists? Yeah, I agree.
Fucking
dumb bitch.
Now we're going to get onto one. This is the one that actually made me. I told Satsu when we got offline, like, man, I don't even want to do a Lords of the Night tonight. I want to crawl into bed. I want to crawl in bed and just rest because I'm still having that same problem, man, where it just feels like people are putting weights on me and it hurts, man.
That's not good.
Nah, it sucks, but it honestly feels like I'm missing doses of medicine, which I'm not. I've been very careful with it, but I feel like I'm missing a dose constantly. But that's not important. The point there being is that I wasn't going to do this tonight, and then I saw this stupid shit. It's from the New York Post, but it quotes Rashid Tlaib from her television appearance this morning on CBS with the rest of the squad with Gayle King. Representative Rashid Tlaib claims President Trump is, quote, the biggest bully she's ever had to deal with in her life. two things. One, you're a Muslim, so I don't believe that at all. You're a female Muslim. I don't believe that. Sorry. Two, if it is true, if Trump is the biggest bully you've had to deal with in your whole life, you've had a pretty nice fucking life.
Yeah, no shit. Talk about easy.
Right? Trump didn't even call you any names. Trump has ignored her almost completely. And remember, she's saying that she's ever had to deal with. Trump has basically ignored her because she's the ugly Bengal who played drums. Yeah, nobody cares about her postmenopausal downsy egg having nasty ass. The only reason she gets in the news is because it made it so that they could say 2 Muslim women were elected instead of, just Ilhan Omar, who at least still looks young, right? Tlaib's the one who came out swinging. She's the one who famously told her gathering of supporters about how they were going to, what was it, impeach that motherfucker, I think was the thing. And the great part of that is she was telling them a story about a conversation she had with her child. Now, good night, Star. Have a good one, sweetie. And thank you so much for pimping out the Streamlabs and everybody who's been doing it. I appreciate it so much. I'm sorry, I haven't even been paying attention to chat. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, you caught me in rare form tonight. In retelling a conversation she had with her child, she told us that she told him, "We're going to impeach that motherfucker."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. And Trump was like, "I don't care what she said." Trump is does anybody remember Trump actually going after Tlaib at all? Tlaib. How do you say that? Tlaib?
What beats me? I think Tlaib sounds good enough. Some weird foreign name.
It is. Who puts an L after a T at the beginning of a word? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I can't remember Trump ever messing with her.
He probably doesn't even know who she is.
But yeah, he's the biggest bully she's ever dealt with. Like, well, then you are very lucky because he ignores you. So the only thing I can take from that is that you think being ignored is bullying. He doesn't pay attention to her at all. Even with the squad, he usually only pays attention to Omar and AOC because that's if you remember in the Bengals, there were actually 2 pretty ones. You had Susanna Hoffs, and then I think it was she the bass player? She was a little bit older than the others, and she kind of looked like a bar whore.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the redhead. Oh, yeah. Long curly. Oh, yeah. She's actually the only one that's held up very well.
Yeah.
And that's who these guys are. You have AOC is obviously Hoffs. And then you have Tlaib, who is the ugly drummer. And then you have Omar is the pretty one that doesn't get much notice. And then finally Presley is the one that nobody even pays attention to. Like, wait, there was a 4th one? Yeah. So yeah, you got the 2 ugly postmenopausal ones, and nobody gives a good goddamn about them. Yeah, he's the biggest bully ever, my man. By the way, this is the same conversation where she reminded everybody how racist Pelosi is.
It's okay when they do it.
Well, there's a great interaction here at the end in this article. Asked if they'd be willing to meet with Pelosi to make things straight, Ocasio-Cortez answered, "Absolutely." Really? Wait. The way they... Would you be willing to meet with Pelosi to fix all this? And they're like, of course we would. We'll let her come talk to us. Like, bitch, you should be like, yeah, if she calls us in, we have to go. It's kind of part of the gig. She's our boss. They're treating this squad like they actually have power. And you know what? As I explained, guys, they do. They have power. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, they have a lot of power right now.
Well, they're named after the Mean Girls, so.
Right. The press loves them. And we had the vote today. I don't know if you saw the vote on whether or not to table impeachment.
Oh, I did not see that.
That shit got tabled quick, yo. It got tabled quick. Let me get back to that in my timeline. Where's the actual vote? There it is. It was tabled with a vote of 332 to 95. The Republicans had a couple of no votes. The Republicans had 3 no votes. Democrats had 2, and there was 1 Democrat who voted present. I did see that of the ones who voted that there was no vote on the Democratic side, Tulsi Gabbard was one of them. She just didn't vote. Now, I don't know if she wasn't there or if she's like, oh, hell no, I'm not putting my name on either side of this.
That's probably a smart move for her politically.
Mm-hmm. That's a smart move for anybody who's running for president right now. And actually, it's a smart move for anybody running right now. This never should have been brought as a question. This was dumb.
Well, I mean, we are talking modern politics. It's not full of geniuses.
You're not wrong, but I mean, Scribe read an article about it tonight, and there was a line in there that just it was so true. Like, this forced everybody to take a position. Forced them to that their name's on it now. You voted because while this was for actually tabling it, and for what that means, guys, tabling it's like putting it off to the side. We're not going to pay attention to that anymore. It was basically a yes/no vote on impeachment. Do you even want to go forward with impeachment? You got 95 Democrats who said yes, and a whole bunch of them are on record right now saying no. That was a good job. Way to put your guys on the spot, you idiots. It's just, oh man. It's almost like the Three Stooges do politics, but there's a lot more of them. It's like the whole house full of stooges.
Yeah, and they're not as rational or as funny.
Indeed. Now, I want to bring up one more thing talking politics, and then, I mean, we might get back to it eventually or stuff, but there's one more thing that I saw today, and keep an eye out for this because I'm calling this now. President Trump was asked while he was leaving Marine One or getting on Marine One. I didn't see the end of the video, so I'm not sure which way he was going, but I know it's Marine One because you can hear the fucker. And he's obviously on a lawn, and Air Force One, they don't park on a lawn. Somebody asked him about Ilhan Omar being married to her brother. And he gave an answer. He said, I'd heard that. I don't know if it's true. You asked me the question, so I'm answering it. I'm sure there's smarter people looking into it. Now, that is a paraphrase. You know, I'll throw it in chat so you guys can see it. It's a paraphrase, but I pretty much hit everything he said. Now, the important part there is that he said, you asked me, so I'm answering. Or you asked me the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this tweeted out as Trump just brought up a far-right conspiracy theory that Representative Ilhan Omar married her brother. Trump brought it up.
Trump didn't bring it up. Somebody asked him a question.
Who's asked the question? But watch, because this is what they do to anything Trump does. It's like, oh, that's a far-right conspiracy theory that he brought up.
He's dog whistling.
He's dog whistling to them Nazis. I am hoping, I really wish the president would instruct the Justice Department to look into this. Because that would be awesome.
Especially if it turned out to be true.
There's so much evidence that it is, man. I'm not saying it's true, but there's a lot of evidence. And somebody needs to look into it. Find out if she's a lying, dirty, fraudulent bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
BDSM guy says she did marry her brother. I talked about this at length earlier. I don't really want to get back into that subject. I just wanted to bring up that how they said that Trump brought it up. No, he didn't. You know the best part of this, Jack? They actually transcribe what he says as he's saying it. You know, they actually have it transcribed there. That you asked me the question. That's not him. If somebody asks you something, that's not you bringing it up.
That, sir, is a hate fact.
I know. I'm too hateful.
Apparently, with all your facts.
I got to get out of these hate facts. Oh, my God.
You need to just believe what you're told by the news entertainers. Submit to them and obey.
Listen and believe. Remember?
That's right.
Hashtag believe women. Hashtag just believe. By the way, guys, I know I've been talking a lot without paying attention to you guys. I apologize. I hope you've enjoyed my rantiness tonight, because holy damn have I been in a ranty mood. But if you'd like to support the channel, don't forget you can like, share. You guys know that stuff. You can also support the channel monetarily if you're so inclined, either through Streamlabs, Super Chat, or, as Jack likes to remind me, you can pick up some nice shirts down below.
And you also have a Patreon.
I do have a Patreon. But Christmas is coming up, Jack. Christmas is coming up. And what's a really nice Christmas present? 14 monkey shirts for everyone in your family.
That's right.
I'm just saying. Anyhow.
Their lives will make you less sad if they're wearing a shirt.
It's true, man. If you get the right one, your wife's boobs might even fall out of it. But don't forget to support Jack here as well. His link is below. I don't have it handy, or I'd throw it into the chat right now. But so support the channel. Love you guys. Jack. I'm sure you talked about it on Comic Book Curation. I didn't get to watch the whole show. So I think I think it was in your title, though. Gay Spider-Man?
Yeah. They are desperate to make a mountain out of a molehill.
If I remember correctly, the first time we saw this whole article about actor playing Spider-Man says a gay Spider-Man would be A-okay. He was actually asked about it, right?
Yeah.
And he just said, well, I guess, basically.
Yeah, because he's on a press junket. He's not there to stir up controversy by being like, nope, that's stupid.
So yeah, he's like, I guess. And they played there will be a gay Spider-Man. And like, no, that's not what he said. But now that was with Tom Holland, who I thought was gay anyway. So
yeah, Andrew Garfield actually started all this mess.
Yeah, I saw Garfield was brought up today in the one, because it's like, now 2 Spider-Man actors have said Spider-Man should be gay.
Yeah, Garfield actually came out and said it himself. He said, I think Peter Parker should be in a gay relationship. He was a lot more explicit about it, if I remember correctly.
Can't we just have gay man?
You would think that, but they've literally come to the point where they want all characters to be gay, bi, lesbian, or trans.
I have to ask. If, as far as I'm aware, homosexuals, trans, all the whole LGBT spectrum. Can I call it a spectrum? I'm not saying that that's like, not like autism. Autism is a spectrum. More like a rainbow's a spectrum, right?
Yep.
So the whole rainbow spectrometer, they make up like 4% of the population.
Yeah.
Why does everything need to be gay?
Because it's an agenda. It's all about controlling the narrative. You know, if you think of it in military tactics, they're seizing control points, spheres of influence. Like if you were attacking someplace, you'd go for like the power station, and you'd want like the radio networks, those sort of things. Well, it's the same kind of thing in a culture war. You go for cultural nodes of influence, and that's what they're doing. They're taking over the comic book industry to make it one of their nodes of influence.
I guess. And I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just don't understand why society's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Everything should be gay. I'm not saying nothing should be gay. I have no problem with. Give me a gay character by all means.
But they don't want to make a new character. They want the old ones to become what they desire.
I don't want them to do that.
Well,
just
no one does. That's
man.
why their sales are in the toilet.
Just give us gay man and give
us. There's plenty of gay characters out there that there's North Star was one of the first ones. You got was it Cannonball and Shatterstar, Iceman. They forced to be gay through lazy writing,
retcon bullshit.
Yeah, Jean Grey's like, "Hey Bobby, you're gay," and he's like, "I'm gay." So she basically mind raped him, but nobody wants to talk about that.
I don't have a problem with gay characters. I have a problem with them taking straight characters and making them gay. One, it goes back to the pandering nonsense that they've tried doing with colors.
Yep.
Look, we're just going to make Spider-Man black. We don't want to go through the trouble of giving you Negroes a character of your own. Now, have this hand-me-down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pandering bullshit. Real quick, Connor Johnson, thank you. In recent news, a popular animation studio in Japan called Kyoto Animation was set on fire by arsonists.
Yep, I just saw the article on that a few minutes ago. There's some people are feared dead in there too.
The several deaths are reported. Very sad. Oh, yeah, that's horrible. Hopefully it's minimal. And Darkshade, thank you, because popularity is transferable, don't you know? There is some what's the word I'm looking for? Validity to the notion that having a gay character on a television show or something like that makes it a little easier for people in general to relate to. Fair enough?
Yeah, but if you beat that drum too often and too much, and you start, suddenly Chandler on Friends is gay now. Just randomly, one day, he's suddenly gay. You'd be like, what the hell's going on? And then you'd be confused and you'd probably stop watching the show.
Lots of people are telling us this now. Geode's over on Streamlabs. Thank you so much. Sorry to bring down the mood more, but a lot of innocent people were hurt after an animation studio in Japan was just torched. 12 confirmed dead, at least 35 injured. Look up Kyoto Animation. Wow, that sucks. Yeah. Wait to see what the reasoning was for it.
If something dumb.
Probably. Another thing with the character, you can't, if you're looking for acceptance, you can't go with the stereotype. I mean, because all you're doing then is giving people something to laugh at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the guy from Will and Grace, you don't want to be super flamboyant and annoying.
Yeah.
Because that's tiresome.
If what you're looking to do is give, to bring some validity to it in the world at large, you just have a character who's gay. And I don't know how many times I can fucking say this. The vast majority of people are not flamboyant. They're not super. They're just gay. We read the story the other day. What was actually a tweet where the lesbian woman, the angry lesbian, like, gay men can more easily live the heterosexual lifestyle. Like, what? I'm sorry, what? But what she was actually referring to is, they go to their job, they do their job, they go home to whoever they go home to, and then they go to sleep together, and they wake up, and they start their day over again. It's not, I'm super. That's how most gay people are.
That's how people are in general. They just want to be left alone.
It's even, look, I know we make a lot of jokes on this show about sex and stuff. In my normal everyday life, y'all, other than, I do poke my wife with my dick a lot. That part's true. You can ask her. But I don't spend my time like looking up naked pictures and lusting over asses. That's slightly exaggerated for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, because who's got time for that?
Yeah,
Even unemployed, I got shit to do.
I got shit to do. And so, yeah, man, if you're gonna give them representation, give them fucking accurate representation. And I cannot give the character of Turk enough credit on Scrubs. And here's what he wasn't the quirky black sidekick. He was just a black guy. And again, there are a couple of moments where him being black comes up. One of my favorites was JD kept making a couple of black jokes. And he says to him, okay, you got one more black joke before I bust your ass. And then JD makes another one. All right, you're going to get it when we get home. But that's it, you know. And then the rest of the show, they're just two friends who happen to work together. It's not, oh my God, look, he's a Negro. Negro, please tell me about how horrible it was growing up. Or please make all the coolest references. Both everybody in the show, it's the first time I can remember on TV where you had black and white actors where that wasn't the issue. I mean, in almost every other one, it's either an all black cast, an all white cast, or they will pigeonhole one little Negro in there and make it all about him being the Negro. And it's just like, Jesus, fuck. But Scrubs was awesome, man. Scrubs did a great job with it. And you know what? That's how they should do it with anybody, because they're just characters, for fuck's sake. Stop making that their fucking defining trait.
Well, that's how they used to do it 20 years ago. Most of the black characters were just black guys. They were people that happened to be black. Well, you can't do that anymore. You got to pander. Everything's about race. Everything's about, oh my gosh, have you heard? Oh my gosh. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You know, I want to go back to that Tlaib thing, because that actually brings up a good point. Let me get back to her dumbass quote. There's something she said in here. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? Dude, I think it's at the bottom of this one. Talking about, you know, whether or not they're going to meet with Nancy Pelosi to settle their differences. This is what Rashid Tlaib said. The group ultimately wants Pelosi and Trump himself to, quote, acknowledge the fact that we are women of color. So when you single us out, be aware of that and what you're doing, especially because some of us are getting death threats, because some of us are singled out in many ways because of our background, because of our experience, and so forth. Literally, look how dark I am. Before you say anything to me, notice how dark I am. Shut the absolute fuck up. That is what's wrong with the country, you fucking idiots. You're not special because you're black. You're not special because you're Asian. You're not special because you're a honky. You're just not special. Sorry. Dangerous Space, it says Fresh Prince, Cosby, Family Matters, etc. Being black was occasionally addressed, wasn't really a major point. Yes, but those were shows where all you had was black people, very few white people. And if they did they have any that were regular characters? No, it's very much the same as white shows. It's just, okay, this is a black family instead of a white one. There's very few shows that just show people of different races living together, and it's like, oh, okay, you're just another person. YouTube channel now, this is owned by Soros. I'll take your word for it. It's moronic. They do a lot of really stupid shit. They're nothing but a propaganda channel. But now look, I want to get back to gay Spider-Man. Don't gay up my Spider-Man. You did that with the Clone Saga. Make Ben Parker the gay one. How about that? Just retcon that in.
Don't give my ideas. Soon Aunt May will be Aunt Gay.
Aunt May loves the puss.
No, it'll be a dude.
No, Peter will come in and he'll accidentally can't catch Aunt May scissoring. That would be awesome. Now, look, Just make a new character. Make a cool character who's gay.
No, because that's the only character trait they can come up with when they make characters is, well, he's a gay black guy. That's the entire character. Well, what does he do for a living? He's a gay black guy.
A gay black guy. Oh, okay, I see. So he's a gay black guy. He's Al Sharpton.
Yeah, they don't understand character development or character traits. It's all surface level PC nonsense because they're unoriginal. Yes, Evil One, they did add a female Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's been done before, though. They did it in the live action series about 10 years ago.
Venus.
Yeah, well, they introduced one in the comic book series in IDW. That's
Jenny.
Yeah, that's not that shocking.
You know what's shocking? You know what's shocking to me about that? The art. Holy fuck, that's horrible.
Yeah, welcome to modern comics. IDW is a low-tier publisher, so I give them a little more leeway for bad art because they can't afford top-tier talent.
I can draw turtles better than that. Drawing the turtles isn't that hard. But that face, her face, oh my god. That looked like they were animating the scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark where everybody's face melts. That was horrible.
Yeah, I'm just glad she's not body positive.
Yet. You don't know that yet.
That's a fair point.
I mean, she was a young, I'm assuming, attractive lady. She was dating Casey, right?
I don't remember. I haven't been keeping up with it.
Well, it was in the article we read. Darkshade, thank you. Her Rey cosplay is on fleek. Excuse me. I feel like I missed something there. What was I talking? Oh, with the Ninja Turtles. Now, I when I saw this last night, I was like, there used to be another turtle, and Venus, that was her name. And I went and looked it up because she was named after art instead of being named after one of the famous painters.
Yeah, because all the famous painters were men.
Yeah. I think he's saying Ray from Star Wars. I know who Ray is. I'm not sure who he was saying was Ray. Yeah, I looked up the story of her, and excuse me, the guys who write it, who came up with it originally, was it Eastman and Laird?
Yeah.
Laird, yeah. Eastman sold out his share of the rights to Laird.
Yep.
And when that happened, Laird got rid of all mention of Venus. Scrubbed her from the website even. Yeah, believe me, I read way too much on this last night. But she used to have this little diary she did after the live action show died. Yeah, when Laird got control of it, he scrubbed that shit gone. So technically, she'd never existed. With the new chick, I'm so confused because everything I've read, and like I said, I read a lot last night. Laird does not like the idea of a female turtle. And as far as I know, he still owns the property, but I did see Eastman was involved in writing this. And yeah, he was very instrumental in Venus. So, I'm really curious here.
Well, this one's an interesting case because they took a human and turned her into a turtle.
Right.
So they can always reverse it and write her out that way. Like, oh, she reverted back to being a human. The mutation was only temporary.
Johnny Blaze says Leo was the best turtle. Fight me. You're wrong. Leo is the best turtle. Turtles are still around, my friend. Still around. It was actually Leo's blood that turned Jesse into Jesse the Turtle. There's a lot of people have problems because she's going to have more than one weapon.
Of course, because she's going to be better than all the men.
Of course. She has to be.
Mary Sue
Turtle. Turtle soup. Darkshade, thank you. She's a legitimate OTP that the trans writer invented. Who? Are you talking about Jenny? Or are you talking about Venus?
Yes, they're both OP.
Either way, there's no need to bring in a girl turtle. It's dumb.
Comic books are a male power fantasy. The comic creative teams need to understand that their demographic is young men.
Yeah. But they want a cool female turtle, and the storyline, man. It was funny when because I'd read all the stories about this last night, and Scribbles doesn't read stories until we actually get on the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
He finds headlines he likes, and this one was actually sent in through a MSS News. So sorry. So he hadn't read it at all. I'm like, just wait, man, just wait. And he'd read a little bit of it and start to freak out. I'm like, no. Just wait.
It's not yet.
You haven't got there yet. Real quick over on the Streamlabs. Circus Zero, thank you. No, that's not woke enough, monkey. Here, drink this coffee. Aunt May's real name is Marvin, and Uncle Ben's real name is Betty. No. If you want to be real woke, Uncle Ben was still Uncle Ben. That's why they never had kids of their own. Darkshade, thank you. Jenny, just look on the trans person's DeviantArt page. No, I'm good. And I get you. Okay, so Jenny's the trans.
Well, she technically transitioned from human to turtle. So
true. She did. I was wondering if they're going to do like a Hulk thing with her where she can turn back and forth.
That would have been a more interesting storyline, but they're not going to.
It was funny as Scribe's reading the story and breaking in with his little commentary each time. He's naming off a story that it's derivative of. He goes, oh, just like that movie, just like this movie. You're like, yeah, wait. Because he was ready to pounce on this, and for good reason. The whole fucking story's stupid.
Yeah.
So here's the story. She's part of the Foot Clan, which is for some reason run by Splinter, even though they're bad. And another chick tries to take it over, and Jenny says she's not going to help her, and that chick stabs Jenny. So the turtles grab Jenny and try to take her somewhere to heal her with the ooze, but somebody else breaks in and stops it. So in a last-ditch moment, Raphael tells Leo to give her a blood transfusion, which turns her into a turtle. That's the story, y'all. And that is dumb. That is dumb, even by third tier comic levels. But yeah, so the thing that I noticed, because a lot of people, they're talking about how she has more than one weapon, because she has the Foot Clan claw things.
Yeah.
Like Shredder used to have.
Yeah.
She's also got a bow, not the fighting staff, but a bow and arrow. I believe she also has a sword of some sort. But what really stood out to me, and it's not in the because the article we read, there's a panel, or there's a page from the comic, and you see the panel where she turns into the turtle. That only has 2 toes on each feet. But in all of the other drawings, and where you actually see her yellow bandana and everything, she's got 3 toes on each of her feet, which is not turtle-esque. Turtles only have the 2.
And it doesn't just prove she's one better than all of them.
Exactly. I mean, she's even got more toes.
Yep. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Evolved Potato, for the donation. Monkey is wrong. Donnie's the best turtle, and 2000's TMNT is the best show.
Wrong. The best show? No, that's way back when I was a kid. Was it the 80s? Late 80s, early 90s? Darkshade, thank you. So, backstory of She-Hulk, clothes of Ray, claws of Wolverine, and sword like Leo.
Yep.
I think you got it all. Yeah. And don't forget, she's got a redemption arc in there too.
Yeah, and the powers of Mary Sue,
which no one can defeat. She's the Mary Sue, man.
She wants to talk to your manager.
Couldn't. I'm kind of with the guy on no female turtles.
Yep.
It's weird because I mean they're the brothers that you don't bring another one in.
It's too late to add one. They should have done it in the original comic series back in like '86 if they wanted a female turtle. But the problem is that adding new cast members is the death nail of every main intellectual property. Look at the A-Team. They added that special effects guy, canceled at the end of the season.
Yep. It just shows that you've. It's very much the same time. Any show brings in either a baby or a new child out of nowhere. It's like, oh, that show's not going to last anymore.
Yeah.
Aren't the turtles named after famous artists? So what name will the female get from an artist? Frida. As far as we know, they're sticking with her name because she has a what is her name? Jenica or some shit like that.
Jenica, yeah.
But they just call her Jenny. She'll use her human name as far as we know. But couldn't they come up with something else like the let's see, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? How about menopausal
cat ladies?
Menopausal opioid, cat ladies. That would be great. And nobody you could leave the franchise alone. Monkey is still not as crazy as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Archie comics. You're talking about the crossovers and shit that have been done?
They had an animated series back in based on the cartoon on Archie comics back in the early 90s. They were pretty weird.
Well, I saw your latest video, and then I was watching several more of them, but the Ghostbusters Transformer crossover.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was actually funny. It was a good book. Issue 2 came out today, and I didn't get to the comic shop to get it. I'm really bummed about that.
The if you're doing a crossover or something weird like that, that's fine to mix your genres and stuff, but don't bring in don't bring in another one. The cat lady name is the new name for the squad. Well, you have the problem that what's her name? The one with the turban.
Presley?
No. The turban.
Oh,
the hijab.
Ringo Starr?
Yes. Omar. Omar is, as far as I know, she's just at Downsy egg stage. And while AOC has hit the wall and she's just entering the Downsy egg stage, neither one of them is menopausal. So,
Yet. They're just more the anti-American squad.
Guys, let's be honest. Mikey was probably always smoking pot. Yeah, of course.
That's why he was always hungry.
Always loved them pizzas, man. Cowabunga. Stop ruining things. Make your own shit and ruin that.
They can't. They want to subvert expectations, deconstruct what you find as heroic, and destroy it. That's how they get control. Then they'll introduce their nonsensical, stupid crap later because they've destroyed everything you love first.
Someone called them National Suicide Squad. Oh, they're gonna be told they're racist for that because they're two of them are Muslim. You can't make that joke. Let's see. Top influencers speak out as Instagram removes the like count feature. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about Instagram at all. The only reason I like Instagram because sometimes you can go over there and you can see really slutty ladies showing their titties, and they're like, "I'm just an influencer." Like, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Darkshade, thank you. Excited for Superman taking on the Klan? What?
You already did it. There's an entire book about it. A
long time ago?
Yeah, back in the radio play days.
Yeah.
Back in like the 40s. That's one of the reasons that Klan membership dropped dramatically was they put it on. Somebody got a hold of the Klan's decoder book so you knew who the Grand Cyclops was and all that. So they started working that into the radio dramas, and it sounded silly. Superman was beating on somebody called the Grand Cyclops and the Grand Wizard, and people were like, "Dude, my kid listens to Superman. I can't tell him I'm a member of this." And their membership dipped really badly. It's a really interesting story because that actually did a lot to hurt the Klan.
Look up Captain Britain. It's cancer. I haven't read Captain Britain in forever. I don't know if I've actually. I think I read a crossover with him in it back in the Marvel Team Up days.
Yeah.
Dark Shade, thank you. Oh no, it's a new comic coming out soon. Just a reboot.
Yeah, here's a link to the actual book.
I feel like these days a story about Superman taking on the Klan would be really quick. He just beat them all up real fast. There you go, done. That's more of a fight for Batman.
Yeah,
Superman's basically a god. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, unless the Grand Cyclops actually is a Cyclops.
Yeah, no shit. That'd be awesome. On the Streamlabs, thank you, James Kelly. Bringing in the female turtle will lead to redneck inbred cousin humping turtles. Yeah.
Well, that was a funny thing they did with Venus. When they introduced Venus in that whole storyline, in that whole series, the brothers weren't brothers. And apparently this really pissed off. I never even knew that series existed. I knew who Venus was. I'd heard about her, but I never saw it. But when they made that series, because they were bringing her in, the brothers weren't actually brothers because they were planning on making Venus a love interest for one of the other turtles.
Wow.
So they couldn't be brothers and sisters, So yeah, they were brothers. I'm using air quotes, brothers. Yeah, and fans were like, "What the hell are you talking about?" No, they're like me when I watched Fantastic Four, the reboot. It's like you can't have a brother and sister who are different colors like that. That's not how siblings work.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand it if they were arguing that when Splinter found the four turtles, we don't actually know if they were genetically brothers. But I think it's stupid.
Yeah, everybody was, all the fans were just like, no, sorry. There's it is weird how fans pick up on certain things like that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it is very important. I don't care what color you make them, but Johnny and Sue Storm, they need to be the same color. That they are literal brother and sister. So if you want them to be black, if you want one of them to be black, they both have to be black. And there's no problem with doing that if that's what you want to do. I don't think there's anything in the comics that really says they have to be white. Again, it's some pandering nonsense, and just let black people have a new character. What's wrong with that?
The fact that they even make changes as minimal as skin tone really does offend a lot of the fans, because this is even fans of who they're trying to attract.
Sure.
There's a lot of black guys I saw at the comic shop that were complaining when Steve Rogers was taken over or Captain America became the Falcon, or vice versa, whatever. I'm really tired. And they were like, "Where's Steve? I don't give a fuck about this guy. Where's Steve Rogers?" And like, they made him a Nazi. What? And they just put it back down and walk away.
Frost has said they can't be brothers. This is an Ilhan Omar Ninja Turtles, right? No, for most comic book characters, I could live with a change of color. But there's certain ones that you can't do that with. Mary Jane, I would be okay with a black Spider-Man before I'd be okay with a black Mary Jane, because her red locks are part of her character.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's a noticeable feature. It's sort of like Spider-Man can fly now.
Oh, fuck you.
Like, what?
I give up. I'm just sticking to my 80s comics and living in the golden age or silver age or whatever that one was called.
Yeah, I know, man. There's so much of this stuff is just garbage, and they don't care. It's about messaging. It's sort of like the chick tracks is what I keep coming back to as a comparison. Because you get a chick track for free so that you get the messaging. The art doesn't matter. The story kind of matters, but not really. It's the message that matters.
Message. Yeah.
And that's what they're doing with comics. They've effectively taken it over and are driving it into the ground. And they chase away fans. They're like, well, it's not for you then. Fuck off. So any entertainment is subject to this. They're trying it with anime now. They're trying it with Warhammer 40K. Dungeons and Dragons has already been hit with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying hard to make that even worse.
James Colley says, I would love to see them do something more with Black Lightning and Static Shock.
Yeah, they've been talking about bringing Static back with the rest of the Milestone universe. Black Lightning has a little bit of a resurgence. He's in the Batman and the Outsiders book. But they just make them generic black guys is the problem. They're always Mr. Goody Two Shoes too. Like they're passive. They're not cool. They're just sort of like they had Blade wearing a cardigan sweater, and I was like, Blade, really? He's supposed to be this badass cool guy,
of course.
But no, he's wearing a V-neck cardigan. It's because they're afraid to push any boundaries, to have any kind of conflict with these characters because, oh, they're a minority. Somebody might get upset.
Johnny says, wait, they're fucking with D&D. Stop it. Yeah. I don't know if you're a fan of, what's Vampire the Masquerade's?
World of Darkness.
World of Darkness. They've turned that into just a huge SJW shit show.
Yeah. There's a couple of D&D modules where you can run into NPCs that are gay, and they make it a point to spell it out, like hit you over the head with it. And they're important NPCs, so you're almost compelled to run into them.
You have to roll an 18, or I suck your dick.
Yeah. Hey, you have to roll because you're a white cis male, and that makes you a racist automatically. Like they will infiltrate any hobby they can.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they will destroy it. And the cartoonish art styles that are coming out of D&D now are very insulting as well. They're hiring these like Steven Universe artists.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, they're doing that type of shit. So
D&D art has been beautiful for decades.
Yep, they want to destroy that because it's all about messaging.
Yeah, fuck that. Steven Universe. That is the lamest animation.
It's lazy, but it's cheap to make because it's effectively Flash animation.
That is the kind of shit that should be on a kid's show for toddlers.
Yeah, but you got to remember these people don't have kids. I was talking with Polly about this earlier. They don't have kids, so they don't know the intellectual development of a child. Mm-hmm. To them, anybody under like 16 is a drooling spastic retard. So everything has to be like, oh, well, it's for 12-year-olds. Well, we'll make it real simple with bright colors because kids are dumb. No, that's not how that works.
Their parents are dumb, and they're making their kids dumb.
Yeah.
So speaking of dumb, I have to bring this one up, and I know we talked about it earlier, but too bad we're doing it again. We talked about Lords of Night. A anti-manspreading chair has been invented, Jack.
Oh, yeah? Does that look like the rack or a somewhat similar torture device?
It looks like a triangle that has... I looking at the picture, maybe about 2-3 inches high on two sides of the triangle are little walls, and men sit in it with facing the one corner of the triangle, and those walls force their legs together.
So we're gonna have a bunch of people that can't have kids or suffer from some sort of testicular problems in 20 years.
Good night, Prospero. I'm sorry, sweet. I didn't see you were leaving.
Dangerous Spaces makes a good point. You guys are being unfair. You're assuming these animators have talent.
That's fair. That's fair. That is an assumption on our part. Let me bring up this picture, Jack. Doobly doo. Okay, this is from the chick's Instagram. You'll notice that the guy.
Oh, he looks so uncomfortable,
doesn't he? And his legs are forced together. Look at her. They also made a women's spreading chair.
Yeah, like so her gyno can get a good look up there. What the hell?
Sure.
That guy sitting there looks like a toddler.
He looks horribly uncomfortable because his nuts are being squished.
Yeah. I mean, granted, some of these soy boy types that are all for this probably don't really have much in the way of nuts, but the rest of us do. We don't have as wide of hips as women. I'm sorry.
This is what I want you ladies out there who worry about manspreading to know. Yes, Anthony, the woman's legs are forced apart. There's a little triangle. Her hands are on it. There was another picture. I wonder. I don't use Instagram. Go to this bitch's page. Let's see. She better not have any dirty shit on here. Okay, there's just that one picture. Anyway, so there's a little triangle right there, which it basically makes an arrow pointing to her cunt, which is awesome. Like, haha, look at this, guys. That's what it's all about. But pointing out to the to any of you who actually worry about manspreading, you've raised 2 generations now of ballless men. You're not going to have to worry about manspreading much longer. They don't have nuts anymore. They're afraid to tell you that stupid shit like this is stupid shit. The bitch who did that actually won an award. This is from it was a chick from the University of Brighton in the UK. She won a national award for that chair.
Of course she did, because the UK is so cucked right now. It's ridiculous.
You know what would work even easier than that and make it at least comfortable for him? You see how that's a triangle and on the back there's a whole bunch of space not being used? Make it a square. And then he can sit like a normal person without his nuts needing to be squished.
No, because then he might manspread by accident. Because any spreading of the legs is manspreading. Nobody wants to see your degenerate phallus flopping around.
I'm so tired of hearing about stupid shit like this.
These are first world problems on a massive scale. People too much free time that need to get jobs and work for a living.
Yeah, it's just gotten to a point that's moronic. I shared this on Twitter right after the show yesterday. I saw it from Poppy originally. I don't remember who it came from the first time. Unusual Videos is where this is from. There's a great video there, guys. It's 26 seconds long. Take a second and go watch it if you haven't already. It is the surprise ending. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It made me laugh and cry together.
The fire hoop chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
That shit was... The number of people goes, I was not expecting that. I'm like, you and me both. There's a reason I shared that. I see weird shit all the time that I don't share. But that was... I want to know what that dude was trying to do. Like, what was your goal here? If I was told I had to sit in that chair or get shot, I would tell them to give me the gun. I'll save them the choice and choice on who will shoot me. Yeah. The BDSM guy, just watch. Just keep watching. If I had nowhere else to sit and they gave me that chair to sit in, I guess I would take it. But I would very conspicuously fix my nuts so they weren't getting squished really hard.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's going to hurt. You're not going to be comfortable there after about 2 seconds.
What is this? Sorry. Oh, anyway, it's just dumb. It works under the impression. I don't know if you ever saw the BuzzFeed video on manspreading. There's actually one part in it when a woman's like, I get that y'all have testicles, but I have boobs and I don't stand around with my shoulders together. I'm like, oh dear Christ.
Yeah, that's very different.
Like my balls literally are between my legs. If I push my legs together and don't have a way of getting my balls out of the way, they're gonna get squished. Your titties hang on your torso, which separates your arms, you dumb bitch. Cynic says that is the dumbest argument. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen online. I it's why it sticks in my brain, because of like, what? Do you not understand how? But that's how women think. It's like, well, look, man, my titties don't get squished by my arms. Thank you, Frank, who says, what those complaining about manspreading don't realize is on top of the ball issue, most of the time the knees are spread no wider than the shoulders are wide. Oh, and thank you for the donation. And yeah, that's a big point of it. Whenever you see a story about this, it's our oh, Black Romeo says, she says, I don't stand with my arms spread open. Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry. Yeah, because they're naturally that way. But anytime you see a story about this, I'll even bring that up. Hang on. That story I just read or showed the picture from, where'd it go? Oh, I gotta go to my profile. Sorry. You got to see the picture that was on the tweet, man. It's fucking ridiculous. This is the picture on the tweet.
Oh, give me a break.
That's the picture from the story, y'all. Look at that. All of these people, they're like, oh, I'm so squished in here. But this guy like, fuck it. I got to get my balls all squished out.
Yeah, and okay, for one thing, that chick would not be carrying that bag like that unless that subway car was packed. Anybody that's used city transportation knows there's always at least half a dozen women with shit sitting on the seat next to them that they won't move because they don't want to hold it. It's their purse and the groceries and whatever else. Their coat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's bullshit. This is just more first world problems by a group of people that have nothing better to complain about because they've got everything else they would want.
But we're at a point. See, this is what bugs me about all the people who've decided, oh, look, SJWs are no big deal. It's just some college kids, blah, blah. This shit is infecting all of society. All of it. I mean, the person who made this won a fucking national award for it.
Yep, and it'll spread further and deeper and then crush us as a society. This is the type of shit, collapse of Rome stuff. This is nonsensical bullshit that's wasting people's time, money, and hurting people's lives.
But hey, man, they solved a problem that wasn't a problem, because sometimes bitches have to sit with their purse in their lap instead of having a seat to themselves. You know, a seat for them and a separate seat for their purse.
And the seats they designed weren't even practical.
No. It's yeah. But hey, they're taking care of that problem for us. Silverman says, praying for that asteroid for real. I don't blame you guys. Jack just threw his link into chat there. Make sure you toss some coin to our good friend Jack for coming and hanging out with us every night. And if you want to support the show by throwing me some, that's awesome as well. Oh man,
should throw your link in there, monkey.
And my link's below. I hurt, man. I believe it or not, it's just trying to find those stories just now that fucking hurts,
dude.
No, we got about 20 minutes left of this show, and then Frank's going to lay the fuck down. During rush hour, I've sat with a 15-kilogram backpack on my lap while the bitch across from me had her purse on the seat. Yeah, it's amazing, right? We don't talk about that. Remember, they designed a fucking chair for the women to spread their legs. Now, I will not lie and say I've never sat with my legs really wide spread apart, but never on public transportation. It's usually in a personal chair or like on my couch. In public, I don't sit like that. I mind my space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's. Oh, you didn't have to throw my link in there, man. Thank you.
Too bad. I did it anyway.
Jack's not wrong about Rome. Yeah, I've heard that many times. The first one I saw talking about it was Camille Paglia, who, again, my favorite and the only feminist I really like. She talked about this, the decline of Rome and how it started, and it's the stuff you see going on right now. Especially things like we see from the Squad, where there's just like no sense to it. Yeah. If you guys don't watch Camille Paglia, one, she can be very wordy, but she has some great. Find clips of her; it's better that way. For those of you who don't know, the first time I saw Paglia was when she got in trouble. I saw it when it happened, but she was on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher way back when he was still on ABC. And she got in trouble for suggesting that the woman who went up to Mike Tyson's room shouldn't be allowed to yell rape because she went up to a man's room at 2:00 in the morning. What the hell did she think was going to happen?
Right? That's just common sense. I mean, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, yeah, she shouldn't have been raped, but what did you think you were going up there for? To look at his etchings? Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to Mike Tyson's room at 2 a.m. You were going to have a deep conversation?
Yeah, they were going to discuss some Dostoevsky while sipping on Earl Grey tea and watching ballet. No. You were going up there to bang it out.
A finely aged cognac.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And no, again, you're right. No means no. But, that's what she was getting at. Don't put yourself in that position. And everybody's like, oh my God, she blamed the victim. No, she mentioned that this bitch went to somebody's room at 2:00 in the morning. What did she think was going to happen? No, but we can't do that. That's hate fact. Hate fact. Look, if you invite a woman to your room at 3:00 in the morning or 2:00 in the morning or 5:00, whatever it is, you should never, ever think you're going to have sex, even if it's a hooker.
Yeah. Well, the problem is too many people now have utopian ideas of how the world works. You are not going to filter out all of the bad people. It's just not possible. There's always going to be criminals. There's always going to be poor people. There's always going to be rich people. There's always going to be good people. You cannot change that. Society doesn't function that way. You cannot go against human nature.
Well, I want to tell you about a video I watched today, right? I was trolling around the internet, and I was just watching videos for a change, something I haven't done in a long time. And I got into the commentary genre, a guy named Turkey Tom, and he did this one on these animators. I forget what they're called, but he had their names actually in the titles. He did it on 4 of them, and he was basically talking about how they can't take criticism. Okay, fair enough. But I went over to one of their channels, and what the hell is her name? I can't remember. Shit, I need a better memory. Thank God for history on YouTube, right? But she had a video titled "Why I'm Afraid of Men." Now, in her defense, she does repeatedly say through this whole stupid ass video that men are often in danger too. She repeats that over and over. So I don't want to make this sound like she just went full blown SJW, right? But she goes, let me tell you why I'm afraid of men. And she goes, no, it's not all men. I'm not afraid of my boyfriend. I'm not afraid of my friends, which, by the way, sweetheart, statistically, those are the ones you should be afraid of.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that the fuck out there. But when she said that, I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? Anyway, she goes, I'm afraid of them because of experiences I've had. And let me tell you about them. So the first experience she tells us about, her and her mom, her and her sister when she was 15. They arrive at the air. They come in at the airport and they're waiting outside for their Uber. But I don't know what city this was in or what the timing was. But for some reason in that city, Uber couldn't come up to the curb at airports. And I remember this was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, when I was 15, and so she's trying to get a hold of the Uber folks, and her mom's getting annoyed with her because she was in charge of it. The 15-year-old was in charge of transportation, y'all. And this guy in a black car pulls up and asks, are you guys here waiting for an Uber? And mom, like, yeah, and gets them all in the car. And she's like, I didn't want to go. And he drove us home. But the whole time I was scared. He was an Uber driver. He saw people waiting and was like, hey, are you, he basically cut in line for an Uber ride. But that's one of her experiences that made her scared, or why she's scared of men. Because an Uber driver picked her up and took her home with no issue.
That's
now,
weird.
Oh, wait, she has a better story.
Oh, it gets better?
There's a second story. So also, they've just arrived at the airport flying in, right?
She should avoid airports. That seems to be where her real fear lies.
She really should. And she should probably stop hanging out with her mother, let me tell you. So this time, they're looking for a shuttle bus. A shuttle bus. And they're walking through a parking garage of some sort. And these three big men who had unmarked vans, apparently all of them had unmarked vans, asked them if they needed a ride. And they said no. And her mom, what did she say? My mom almost looked like she was going to do it. And I was insistent. No. That's the end of the story. Nothing happened. That was it.
Was she in the Czech Republic or somewhere sketchy like that?
This is here in the U.S.
Those are called taxis.
Here in the U.S. Somebody asked for the. Hang on, I will find the video. I got to go to my history because, like I said, I don't remember. Oh, I might have done it on my other channel. Hang on.
That's absolutely stupid. I hate people so much.
Oh my! It was insane. I was like, okay, wait. Now I will say this as well. She did mention that media has done this to her as well. You know, they've put this idea that men are always going to hurt you into her head. And I'm okay, that's fair. But then she ends by going, look, I'm afraid of men because of my experiences. I'm like, you're not scared of men at all because of that. You're scared of men because, here it is. Her name is Speechy.
Speechy. She's got stupid too.
Here's the link, y'all. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? But yeah, she's afraid of men because of her experience. I'm like, no, you're really not.
It's not like somebody tried to kidnap her in Slovakia or something and sell her into slavery. No, give me a break.
In both of those cases, nothing happened. In the one, the guy drove her home like he was supposed to. And in the other, the guys were like, do you need a ride? And they said no, and they left. I mean, you're afraid of men because you're afraid all the time. You're a little scaredy cat. If you were going by your actual experience, you'd be like, oh, men aren't so bad. If you're going by statistics, you'd be like, oh, shit, I'm afraid of the people I know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you're afraid of strangers, that'd be one thing, especially in a foreign country. But if some dude's like, you need a ride, and you're like, no, and he's like, cool. That's not a reason to be afraid of them. They might be a legitimate business person. You know, like an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi driver or something along those lines. People are absurd.
Guys, I put the link in there. If you don't see it, make sure you're on live chat.
No, I can't see it either, man.
What?
Yeah, it didn't go through.
It's on my chat. What the hell? Okay, let me try again because I was on the other account. Let's see if this shows it.
That's probably why.
Did you get it that time, guys?
Yeah, it's there now.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know. But yeah, on my chat, I can see it. Anyhow,
that's irritating. People need to toughen up. We have raised at least one generation of panty wastes. These people are such pussies. They're afraid of everything.
Well, it was
Except rainbow toast.
Except for rainbow toast, that makes them feel better.
Kind of afraid of rainbow toast.
There's a whole bunch of shit in there because, like she said, if you talk to a girl at a supermarket, just don't do that. Like at a bar or somewhere social. One, there's a lot of pickup books that tell you to talk to people, both men and women, to do it at a supermarket.
Yeah, that is a social place.
Yeah,
you're out in public talking to people. I've hit on chicks at the grocery store. Who cares?
Well, she tells this story. A guy came up and asked for her number, and he said no, or she said no.
Oh, I bet that traumatized her too.
That's one of her fucking stories. Eric Peters over on the Streamlabs. Thank you so much. Let me get this up here. Dance on a pole for me. Beer girls. Thank you so much. Yeah. I just saw that. I'm like, wait, you're afraid of life. You're afraid of you're irrationally afraid. You've literally, according to your own experience, never had a single problem with men. No bad experience with them. And that's why you're afraid of them.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
We're just making people afraid of shadows.
Yes. Good. I was going to say that is because I've thought about responding to this, and I'm not going to be mean to her because I don't blame her. I really don't. I blame society. I blame the fucking people who tell us, yeah, if you're a woman and you go to college, you have a 1 in 4 chance of being raped. No, you don't. That's stupid. It's nonsense. I blame the people who say that if you sit down with a friend and he misinterprets your niceness and tries to kiss you, that's sexual assault. I mean, have you ever heard Cory Booker's story of sexual assault?
No. What did he do to some poor guy?
Cory Booker tells this story. He told it back, I think, in 95. He either told it in 95 or it happened in 95. He was at a party with this chick that he was going to college with. They were friends, and they're sitting on a bed talking, and he reaches over and tried to kiss her.
Okay.
That's it. That's his story of sexual assault.
That's not sexual assault.
That's what he himself calls sexual assault.
Well, he's a fucking idiot, so.
And he's apologized for sexually assaulting that girl. And he said it ruined a good friendship.
Yeah, that's possible, but that's more like she's uncomfortable and weirded out by you because you look weird.
Yeah, that's not sexual assault.
Yeah, it's not like somebody grabbed a boob or tried to finger bang her while she was sleeping or something.
Well, this is one of the things that Milo used to talk about, and one of the reasons I like Milo Yiannopoulos. He's one of the only people I ever saw speaking out about this. They're ruining the courting experience. Absolutely ruining it. Because things that would just be awkward behavior now is like, no, that's sexual assault. Like, no, that's just somebody being awkward. And it happens. That's how humans learn to interact with each other. Especially if you're in college and you're just going for your first kiss, yeah, you probably missed some clues along the way. Unless she, grabs you by the dick first.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand social cues and nonverbal behavior. We've gotten to where people are afraid to try that. So we have all these socially awkward young people, and they obsessively look at their phones instead of in each other's eyes. They don't make eye contact. They don't read visual cues anymore. So yeah, I can understand how they would be freaked out by something, but yeah, this is collapse of society shit here, man.
Black Romeo says trying to kiss a female is sexual assault. Well, that's game, folks. Let me explain this to you. The whole 1 in 4 or 1 in 3 or 1 in 5, depending on who you hear say it, sexual assault statistic, and that's another thing. They will say it either rape or sexual assault. You have a 1 in 4 chance of being sexually assaulted on a college campus. You have a 1 in 3 chance of being raped on a college campus. Those all come from the same study. They all come from the same study. It's a study done at, I forget what the name of the college is. And they pass out this form to their females who go to the school each year. And it asks them if certain things have happened. One of the things they ask is, has somebody tried to kiss you? That's it. Has somebody tried to kiss you? Now, it doesn't have to be or tried to kiss you without verbal consent first, I think is how they used to just say how to kiss you, but they've changed it. But if you try to kiss somebody without their consent first, it's counted as assault. So me and my wife sexually assault each other all the time. If somebody asks you for sex and you tell them no, and they ask again, sexual assault. Sexual assault, y'all.
Yeah.
Asking somebody to have, now, I want to put that in perspective for you. Okay. You have a girlfriend. She comes home, she takes a shower, she gets out, and you're like, hey, you wanna go do the nasty? And she's like, nah, not right now. Like, okay. You guys watch a movie? It's time for bed. You're like, hey, what about now? You want to have sex? You just sexually assaulted her. Neat, huh? That's how they get these numbers. That's how they get these fucking numbers. It is absolute nonsense.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, and somebody just reminded me of this in chat. I was talking to him a few months back, and he said one of his friends was petitioning her university to have the male gaze added to the sexual assault spectrum.
Oh, of course. I'm surprised it's not already.
Yeah.
Dear Christ, Weibo's boobs are huge.
Yeah, it's gross, isn't it?
I don't generally look, but they're kind of front and center in that video. Holy crap.
That's how you make the money.
I need to get me some boobs, man.
That's disturbing.
I got to get me some boobs. I will be famous as fuck. My boobs will be in, I've said this, if I had nice knockers, that's all you would see. You wouldn't even see my face. I would just have titties hanging out there.
Well, good for Weibo, I guess.
She's got to play them up more. I got to talk to her about her lighting. You need to spray those with some water first, you know?
Yeah, get the glisten going.
Get it glisten, yeah. Link it. It's WeiboJones.com or on the Twitter. I don't have it up. I just closed it. I'm not about looking at Weibo's boobs, man. The only time I even mention them is like the one time she clapped him on stream, which was funny as shit. And when she made a video for me once where she was running because I love to watch midgets run.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, that must have hurt. That could not have been comfortable for you. But yeah, Weibo's very beautiful, but I don't look at, I don't know. I don't look at Weibo that way. Weibo's Weibo. I think it's because I've also become very protective of her because there's so many guys out there who creep on that poor girl.
Yeah, she really brings in the weirdos.
She does. Well, she's pretty and has big boobs.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be pretty if you have big boobs online and you want, and creepers will just be like, oh, they're here. Yeah, male gaze. I'm surprised that's not. But I had a point with all that, and it's what you said, Jack. They're trying to make everybody afraid, especially afraid of men.
Yeah. You don't build a healthy society that way.
No. And the woman also said, she said, when she's giving her advice on how, if you're going to talk to a woman, here's how you do it. Talk to them when they're in groups. Yeah, that's not at all intimidating, ladies. And you know, I think because women don't do this, they don't understand. Try going up to a group of people and hitting on one of them. Good luck with that. But yeah,
you'll notice they still leave the onus on the men to initiate conversation.
Of course, man. Well, she tells you not to do it because it just makes her uncomfortable. But again, this is the woman who got uncomfortable because she got a ride home with no issues. Oh man, that video annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like, and They're making people afraid of men. And like I said, she's not even afraid of the right men. Statistically, you are far safer with strangers than you are with familiars, especially friends. Just ask Poison Ivy. You want to talk about somebody who was perfectly safe with her boyfriend until he shot her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're making them afraid of the wrong things. You're not teaching them to be smart. Now, look, if I get being nervous with that whole Uber situation, a black car pulled up. Oh no, not a black car. He gave us a ride, and I was nervous the whole way home. All right, I understand that, especially with all the stuff there's kidnappings. People are being kidnapped left and right, sold into human slavery. It's something you should keep an eye out for because you don't want to be in that situation, but it's not as prevalent as the news makes it sound. We're not losing little white girls left and right to this shit. And most of that shit happens overseas, not here. Was it a fully automatic or fully semi-automatic assault black car? Yeah, I think it was. But again, nothing happened to her. She was fine. I get being nervous at the beginning, but once she got home, you're like, oh, you know what? It was just a guy looking to pick up a commission. Huh. Well, I feel a little silly for being worried about that. Not, oh my God, we dodged a bullet there, Ma.
Yeah, like there's no accurate situational awareness anymore. Like, is the guy twitching? Does he look like he's nervous? Are there no locks on the inside of the door so you can jump out in the event of emergency?
Right. How about
red flag?
How about this? Are you an Uber driver? You know what I mean? You don't understand, Monkey. The car was black. I know. I feel like she was probably racist was a real problem in that situation. Guys, I know we didn't get to the hashtag tonight. We'll take a look tomorrow. Like I said, I was in a ranty mood and there was a lot going on today. With the different politics and the dear Christ, that chick and her. I do want to go hit the hashtag and see if there's beautiful women over there because
there's some beautiful Asian babies over there.
There's always time for beautiful women's. That's why I always look at my wife, man. I'll go stare at her in bed when we're done here.
Creepily.
She says it's creepy that I stare at her when she's sleeping, but it's not my fault. She's so cute. That's on her. Well, the other thing is oftentimes, oh man, got some curves on that girl. Jack will think she's fat because there's a little cellulite showing. That's all right. I'll walk into the room and she's got the blankets kicked off and her legs all spread. I'm like, hey, are you trying to get assaulted in your sleep? Now, I've never assaulted in her sleep, but I'm not going to lie and say I haven't thought about it. That's not fair. You can't just show me that. Can't dangle that in front of me. I like the watermelon chick. Who, mama? Wow, that's an outfit. The chick wearing the cross.
Yeah.
It was sent in by Jordan. Yeah. Wow. Oh, and the one, we got this, the scrunching of the lips that I like so much. I don't know what you call that. What would you call that? Scrunching, I think, is the best word.
I don't know.
Evil says, one more time, did you see the girl who shoved a priest off the stage? I haven't. We talked about it on Lords of the Night yesterday. I think Satsu was the one who saw it, but no, I haven't seen it. Yeah, bitch just rushed the stage basically and pushed a priest off.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard he was okay, which is the important thing in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Evolved Potato. Which one is this? Okay, it's the one that starts with the girl who has like no titties and that really tiny pink bathing suit.
Oh yeah, she's hot.
That's a little boyish for me. But the third picture there, Pretty sure I've seen that video from a link at the Christian Science Monitor. Chick's taking off her pants in the back of a car. I know what happens next.
Yeah, that's one of those taxi ones where you, oh, I don't have enough money to pay for this taxi ride.
That's like some Bang Bus. Not that I've ever seen Bang Bus before.
I've done the research for you, monkey.
I appreciate it because I never look at porn. It's against my made-up religion. What is this? Oh, okay.
No, all four of those ladies are very attractive.
I didn't really like that first one,
Nah,
but I did like most of the submissions tonight, guys. You guys were very good at spreading the love between me and Jack.
Yeah.
Red Chaos Tree wants me to know there is literally a porn series called Fake Taxi. Is there?
Oh yeah, it's a real thing. It's filmed overseas somewhere in Europe.
Is there also one called Casting Couch?
Can't escape the casting couch. They're everywhere.
Do y'all know who Bang Bros are? I mean, they actually predate Pornhub. Yeah, I'm aware of Fake Taxi. If any of you believe I don't watch porn, seriously, I have bridges to sell. I really do.
Oh, it's Belarus.
Belarus, okay.
They must be making money hand over fist.
Just went and saw that Weibo video you were talking about. Good Lord. I know, right? Weibo, put them things away. Tilt that camera up a little bit. You're not Laci Green, for fuck's sake. Just tilt it up so we can see the top of your head. You ever see the video of the guy who tried to recreate the camera angle that Laci Green uses or used to use?
I saw it a long time ago and thought it was pretty funny, but I swear that girl's got a bald spot.
No, she doesn't have a bald spot. Nobody's ever seen the top of her head. She used to purposefully angle the camera so you could see all of her titties.
Yeah, which is why I think she has a bald spot.
And she did it really up close. And to get that exact angle is like you got to like break out the protractor and shit. And no, she doesn't have a bald spot, man. Ask anybody in a theater in the town she lives in, they'll tell you.
Yeah, no shit.
That's not nice. Laci, I don't know if you're a whore. I'm not nice.
I don't have proof you're a whore, Laci, but I can assume it.
I just imagine she's a dirty hoe.
Yeah, she seems like a dirty hoe.
I hope she's a dirty hoe.
Wasn't she banging a married guy for a while?
I want to say yes.
Because I vaguely remember something about that in one of her videos. She was bragging about that.
Chris Reagan's seen the top of her head. A lot of people have seen the top. It goes up and down. Yeah, look, guys, I'm being nice. What WR says about those bridges? What do they go for? They're really cheap, just a couple $100,000 each. Good morning, Vanilla Bear. Hope you're well. You caught us as we're devolving into the end of the show. No, I actually don't hate Laci Green. A lot of what she did early on was really horrible. She gave a lot of misinformation out there.
Yes, she did. She was terrible.
Before she did like her consent thing and everything, I disliked Laci Green because of the advice she gave out on sex. Because as somebody who has studied sex a lot, she was giving some very bad advice. I've mentioned this before. When I became sexually active, the first thing I did after, enjoying it was head to the library. And I read everything I could about sex. Every manual they had, every psychology book, all of it. I just sucked it right into my brain. And then I saw this sex expert talk about how she couldn't tell the difference between razor burn and herpes.
Yeah, that was laughably bad.
I'm like, you're in no position to be giving out advice then. And then she got mad because the New York Times pointed out she doesn't have a degree in sex ed.
Yeah.
Or in sex.
Well, she's like a lot of millennials. I mean, she declares herself something, and then when people are like, "You have no qualifications," they get all butthurt about it.
Well, here's the thing with Laci. I don't know if Laci started that, you know? I think she just started talking about sex and people are like, she's an expert. Which, by the way, at this point, this show should qualify as. We've given you guys so much good information. Remember, women like fingers. I'm just telling you.
It's true.
That's science. And I'm not trying to be mean to Laci. I know she's kind of gone off. She hasn't made like a video in forever. She hasn't made a Twitter post in, God, I want to say it was 3 or 4 months now, something like that. I noticed Chris has been really quiet about her, and you don't see pictures of them together anymore. But I do hope he got to put it in her butt. She did a great video on how to have the butt sex, y'all. She was doing the butt sex for kids before Teen Vogue was there to teach them how to take it in the ass.
She is so gross.
Who?
Laci.
No.
She looks like Stewie from Family Guy.
You think she's gross because she's got curves and you like stickies?
No, I think she's gross because she's icky looking and she's got weird shaped head.
I've always thought there's just something about Laci. It's like, oof. I don't know what it is, but I would hurt that.
Was it because she's kind of chubby and you're afraid you'll like roll over under her pizza or something?
No, man, she's got some curves and there's something about that face, man. And it's not all the time. There's something. She makes this one face. It's like, I would come all over that. I'm just saying. Look, we all like different things, right, Jack?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, if you like the chubbos, you like the chubbos. It's fine.
I don't mind some curves, man. I really don't.
I don't mind some curves, but there's a limit.
Yeah, we just have different limits. Because there's a limit on mine, too. Because for all my jokes and stuff, I don't think I could even get it up for Tess Holiday.
Oh, gross. God,
yeah, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. If she wanted to suck my dick, I'd probably let her. If I wasn't married, blah, blah, blah. Standard disclaimer there. But, I mean, blowjob's a blowjob. And she doesn't have a dick. So, sure, go ahead. Knock one out for me. I'm going to close my eyes and pretend you're someone else. Please don't speak. But yeah, I don't think if it was like, let's do the nasty. Like, no, that's too nasty. That's going above and beyond the nasty at that point.
Yeah.
That's climbing Mount Nasty.
Mount Nasty. Double entendre.
Yeah, see what I did there? You would have been the first to come all over it. If you're talking, which one?
Mount Nasty.
If you're talking about Mount Nasty, no. That woman's married and has kids.
That's what's tragic about the fact that she takes so little care of herself.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, even sadder, she's tried to take care of herself, and her fans, I'm using air quotes because they don't give a fuck about her, gave her shit for it. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, he says Laci. I don't know. I feel like she's done that before. I like when she used to do the old videos before she got all fancy and got lighting and shit. You ever seen those? Like when there's the ones that look like she's doing coke?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, but
like, holy shit, you were a dirty little hoe. Yeah, she's dirty, man. Not this is how you have the butt sex without hurting, ladies and gentlemen. No. This was, I need some dick. It was great. It was awesome. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Monkey, have you seen Sinatra's video of the body positive woman? I haven't. I should spend a day just watching my subscriptions, but like I said, I went out and about searching today.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, especially the longer people. The more people try and make longer videos to feed the algorithm, the harder it is to keep up with everybody.
Yeah. And people have it in their minds now that 15 to 20 minutes is the algorithm. And I don't know whether it is or not. It might be. But yeah, there's just longer and longer videos. I'm just like, I don't have time for this. Damn t-shirts in chit. What? I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Wait, holy fuck. Tess Holiday is married. Somebody banged her. Oh, you should see it. Argyrus? I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm gonna call you Argy. Or RG. I'm gonna call you RG. RG, you have to see him. He's a hipster. He even at least at one point had the twirled mustache. He always is wearing a fedora of some kind, and he dresses in old tablecloths.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's he's a sight to behold. But yeah, man, he likes it. You might be surprised by this, Jack. He started by watching her content. He was a fan.
Of course.
Yeah. And never bang your fans. I got to keep telling people this. Don't bang your fans. Can it work out? Sure. Is it likely? No.
Yeah.
Don't bang your fans.
Or at least don't date them.
Just banging them can be almost worse. Anthony Vogel says chubby chaser. You know what? I knew this chick at Walmart. She was skinny and pretty and tiny little petite thing. She loved fat guys, like boogie fat, before he lost the weight. She liked having to get in there and work for that dick.
Apparently.
Like, Jesus Christ, woman. Like, yeah, she could have, I mean, she wasn't the prettiest one. So, I mean, I won't say you could have any man, but she could have a lot of dudes, right? But dude, she liked the biggins. Manic, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. No message there. If you meant to put a message, you can throw it in there and I'll read it. And RG Russ. I'm still calling you RG. Sorry. That's how my mind works. Are you new here? I'm not familiar with that name. Here's what happens. I say a name incorrectly and it gets stuck in my brain that way. At least I got the RG properly. RG Russ. Yeah, sorry. I apologize. Ask around. That's not something I'm just doing to you. Yeah, a few months. Okay, so you already know. Yeah. You're lucky I got that much of it. She's like, I'm going to call you A. It's the only letter I can say.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People are weird with their tastes. Like, I'm not that fat, thankfully. I'm like normal middle-aged guy. So, a little overweight, but not ginormous. So, I'm pretty standard. So, I don't get being attracted to boogie fat, though. That's... ugh.
Jordan says, this is my first time catching a stream. Really enjoying it. I'm glad. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. Boogie fat, yikes. Yeah, this bitch liked them big, man.
That's nasty.
Johnny Blaze says, wait, can I bang a fan of Monk in my area? People from my chat have hooked up before. Just throwing that out there. There are couples who started in my chat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's cool, though, man.
It is. I'm glad people find happiness, even though they're rubbing it in our faces.
Why is it called chubby chasing? Chasing is one thing you don't have to do with fat people. You don't know that the ice cream truck ain't there.
That's true. Plus, they're usually not chubby. They're usually morbidly obese.
Yeah. A chubby chaser would be a chick who likes dad bod. These people like fat fucks. Far says, I got a girlfriend out of this. Jacob says, can confirm, ranting. Yeah, see, people meet through me. I'm a uniter, not a divider. I'm what Obama promised to be. And probably more black than he ever was. That's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, that one will get you in trouble. Ranting Monkey says that he is.
Oh, God, yeah. Shit. That's even worse than I thought.
Yeah.
What I meant is I grew up in black neighborhoods where he just did not. That's a spoiled. He grew up spoiled, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I need a boat. There are no fat girls in the EU. Are you kidding?
Just roll down to Italy.
Go to England, man. There's a ton of them there.
There's a lot of fat chicks in England.
Oh, Kiwi Metalhead just subscribed. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying.
I want to thank Dark Shade for being my 400th subscriber.
Oh, cool. Yeah, guys, make sure you go subscribe to Jack. Jack has the new video is on the comic book. I didn't realize when I first started watching, I didn't realize that was a new comic book, but it's a Ghostbusters Transformers crossover that just started.
Yeah. Issue 2 came out today, and I haven't been to the store to pick it up. I'm really mad about that.
Until you mentioned that you were waiting to get issue 2, I didn't pay attention because you have the date on the title. But looking at the art and everything, and you even mentioned it at one point, it's like it's taken right out of the original era. I thought it was. I thought it was from back then. I thought this was like made in the 80s or some shit.
No, but it's the type of thing that you would have seen back then. You know, because they used to do all kinds of cool crossovers back in the day with, like, you know, they did G.I. Joe Transformers, stuff like that. So that's what made me happy to find that. I was like, oh, wow. It's a combination you never would have thought of.
Somebody, there it is. RG asks, why is fat women acceptable, but men have to all be uber fit, suave, and wealthy? Well, that's not exactly true. Like I said, that the one that I was talking about with the chubby chaser, that was a chick, man. She liked fat guys. And in my experience, most women are a lot more forgiving about body type than men are. And they're certainly more forgiving about men letting themselves go.
Yeah, wasn't there a study that women are attracted to guys with dad bods?
Yeah, that became a big. That's why dad bod became a thing, really. But as for wealthy, there's, I mean, there may be a psychological reason for the whole wealthy part of it. In all serious, sound like a goddamn millennial who can't use full words.
It's super cereal.
A super cereal. Fuck. Wealth is a sign that you can support a mate. As for suave, you don't have to be suave. Charming is a much better word. Suave, I hate that word. That sounds like you're a slimy dick.
Yeah.
Like you're just trying to get over. No, just be charming, man. And it's not that hard. Believe me, I can pull it off. Can the Ghostbusters post Starscream's ghost?
You meant bust.
Bust. Okay.
Well, you'll have to read the issue to find out.
Yeah, check it out, man. But yeah, he's got a lot of great. Again, I don't mean to suck up to you, but I love your reviews because they're not overly long. You say what you have to say, and it's done. And when you're reviewing a comic book and not trying to spoil the whole thing, that's not a very long conversation.
Yeah, like I hate watching review videos where they ruin the story. Like if I'm going to go spend $4, I want there to be some excitement about it. You know, there's something going to happen. I don't know what though. And I don't want somebody being like, oh yeah, and then the twist is this because they got to kill 10 minutes.
Oh, Assassin of the Gray said, I thought I'd already subscribed. Corrected that error. Talking to you, Jack.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up because seriously, I'm defeated in my chair here. I don't know if you can hear it. I've slowly moved away from my mic and I'm leaning back now.
Yeah, I could hear that, but yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, late anyway.
I'm done. Wait, you can pull it off. If you're pulling it off, you may be pulling it too much. Oh, I see what you did there, Dangerous. No, I'm a charming motherfucker, and I don't know how because I'm kind of crass, but women like it when I do it. Hey, baby, how them titties doing? No, I don't do that.
Can I motorboat you, lady?
I just walk up and show them my fingers in there. Anyhow, let's see. Fuck. Hashtag finger them.
Followed by hashtag me too.
This is why I need a producer who can just go, no, mute. Don't let him say that.
7-second delay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming and hanging out in the chat tonight. Thanks for the support. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you guys coming and listening to this and supporting the people that are on the panel, Jack included, both monetarily and going and checking out their content. They're great people. You should, if you're watching this later, all of the links are below. So make sure you check them out. Thank you for the donations. That is more helpful than I can describe. You guys are good bosses. Better than my old bosses, man. They sucked. Jack, anything you'd like to shill tonight?
Nope. Thanks for the donations. I was on Comic Curation, so I guess if you want to go over to Polydub's channel and you missed it, I guess I'll shill that.
Midnight says, I'm available for that producer job. I forgot to tell you, it doesn't pay, and I am horribly unreliable. It's not a good job. I don't even want it. Let's see. Tonight is Thursday. We're going to be on Satsu 2 Senses channel at 9 p.m. Eastern for Lords of the Night. No game stream. I may do a Sims one. I can't do those all the time because I want to keep it a little fresh, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want to just end up saying the same thing over and over. And so I got to give myself a rest between those. But we might be up to a Sim stream later sometime today. So follow me on the Twitters if you guys are interested in where I'll be, because I always tweet it out when I remember. Chat, thanks for coming and hanging out. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Shit, where's my cursor? There it is. I need a producer.